Alright guys, so we're gonna talk about NoFap. The NoFap movement have swept my YouTube channel recently like a wildfire. One of my YouTube videos with Sadhguru has over 300,000 views and around 680 comments, and most of these comments are from the NoFap community. It's pretty funny what they're talking about and all that stuff. So anyway, I wanted to come here and talk about this and actually warn against this and the dangers of the NoFap. Because I'm seeing it becoming such a popular thing to do. First of all, what is NoFap? Fapping is masturbation. NoFap is then basically, not doing masturbation, not masturbating or watching porn or ejaculate or having sex. So it's basically everything sex related is cut out. NoFap. That is what fapping or NoFap is all about. All right. So I do agree with one portion of this, and that is that, they say like we men need to stop jacking off and ejaculating and watching porn. And, that's a good thing, that if men are struggling with porn addiction or they're addicted to sex and they're chasing, sex all the time, or women, and, they're wasting a lot of time, energy, effort and focus going in this direction, going out clubbing, spending money on women and alcohol and parties, and or watching porn for hours and hours every day because they're addictive, or maybe they're ejaculating excessively and they're using that as a numbing tool, not to feel what's really alive inside of them. That is actually one of the biggest numbing tools that men use today. Not to step into their power, not to live their full potential, excessive ejaculation. So yes, those things I do agree with, but I don't agree with the method, the way of overcoming them. The only reason and the only time I would recommend something like NoFap, like going cold turkey, is when treating a severe addiction. So if you have a severe sex addiction, or if you have a porn addiction, or if you're addicted to excessive ejaculation, then yes, go on NoFap for a short amount of time until you can transition into a healthy expression of your sexuality. Okay? But listen, a short amount of time, not this whole movement like years and years, and that's now your status quo, your regular standard way of living. No, not at all, not like that. That is dangerous. So you can treat it as, an alcoholic would treat a 12-step program. Okay, I'm going to use NoFap so I can get back into my senses, so I can get back into control over this like animalistic urges and desires to go out and chase women and watch porn for 2 hours per day. All right? If that is seriously limiting how you're showing up as a man in this world, and you feel devastated because of it, yes, go cold turkey just to get back in control. But then when you are in control, don't stay there. Start to integrate and heal that, right? So if you're watching this video, I do believe you want to be partaking in the world and enjoying all the things that this body and this world is offering. And the sexual energy is a natural phenomena of this world, right? We shouldn't repress something that is natural, because then it comes out in all kinds of ways that is really unhealthy. And if you're watching this video, I understand that you want to be part of the world. Like if you're on YouTube or Facebook or social media, like you like to be connected to the world. You probably like to, try to live your full potential or realize your purpose or mission in this world, right? So then you are a man that wants to use and optimize your sexual energy. You're not a monk that want to be a reclusive renunciate, that want to give up this world to find himself inside. I don't believe that that's you. Some of you might be, and some of you might be, NoFapper watching this, and I do apologize if you're offended by this video, but just bear with me for a moment until we unpack all of this until the end, all right? But I don't believe that you're a monk, or do you want to be a priest to renunciate sexuality, your comfort, your family, your possessions, and go and live in a cave for the rest of your life, right? I don't think that. So there is a different way we can do this. NoFap is for monks and priests, okay? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that it can be dangerous if you're not a monk and you renunciate these things. So there's another way of doing that, and that is to incorporate your sexuality in a healthy manner. And in sacred sexuality, we are taught that, ejaculation and orgasm does not come together. You can actually separate them. Actually, they're not even coming together. We just been taught like that. We grow up watching porn videos. That's the only thing we ever heard. Ejaculation and orgasm comes together. But if you actually think about it, you feel orgasmic even before you ejaculate, right? So how come that you're like 5-10 seconds before already feel the orgasm happening without the ejaculation, right? And a lot of you guys have orgasm that felt like you ejaculated, but then when you look, there is nothing there. There's no semen. There's no spillage, right? How come? Why did you feel euphoric? Why did you feel orgasmic? Because they're not this one and the same thing. And you can extend this gap longer and longer and longer. You can actually cut it and totally have them separated. And you can actually choose whenever you want to ejaculate, if you ever want to or not. But you're going to use your sexual energy in a healthy way. Not just to let it be there and put the lid over and force it down to suppress it. Because when you do that, it's like putting the lid over a boiling soup or a kettle. If you force that boiling, it's going to explode. And the same things happen here. When you do NoFap, your sexual energy explodes and causes a lot of issues for you on all different levels. On a physical level, it causes tension in the hips. It causes backache in your lower back. It causes, pain in your pelvic floor, pain in your balls, blue balls. It can even cause issues, swelling of your prostate. All right? So those are things you absolutely don't want to have, right? On other levels, it can cause you, on a mental level, energy level, it can cause the energy to be agitated, for you to become frustrated, right? So if you suppress this sexual energy and then you just like trying not to think about it, and then you go to work, or you're trying to go and fulfill your mission and purpose in this world. But this energy is so powerful. Sexual energy is a life force. It's the creative energy itself. It's what creates and manifests this world. So you trying to suppress that, man, it's going to hit you hard. You're going to have feelings of frustration and agitation because you haven't been able to use this energy in a proper way and direct it, right? So it comes up as, passive aggressiveness or even anger, or like a lack of focus at work, or distraction, or fantasies and things. All of a sudden you're sitting there and like these distracting fantasies and mind tricks bubbles up in you, and you don't know why. Because you're suppressing something natural, a force of nature. So these things happen on so many levels. There even erectile dysfunction can happen, even leakage of semen. I have guys coming to me all the time saying like they fucked up sexually because they use improper methods like NoFap, but there's other things as well. I have warned about these things before, and it just hurts me to see that there are people out there, teachers, who teach these kind of methods to guys, and they're suffering. They're trying to control, semen retention, but then they have leakage of semen instead. They're incontinent when they're trying to be continent. They get the opposite effect. And it just hurts me to see that, and that there are people out there, teachers out there that teach these things. Recently, there was a guy that I was interviewing for the Tantric Man Experience. He graduated my signature program. And he talked about that he was in these courses, that they were teaching these techniques that actually harmed men, their prostate, erectile dysfunction. Like, it's very dangerous to deal with this stuff.
The point where that's it. There's where the energy flows up. And before it was kind of hit and miss, and there's some other programs that were, not to talk bad about them, but focus solely on, let's say, for example, orgasm control, which is always pressing the $1 million point. And in our first talk, he said that hold on with that. That could be dangerous for you. Could be affect your health. So I was like, okay, well, that's one of the things I absolutely needed because I wasn't sure. Like, I don't know if this necessarily feels right. So I changed my approach, and I could absolutely feel the difference.
So I am here. The reason for this video is that I am here to warn about these things, to debunk these things, because this is spreading wild and far, and there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of dangerous stuff. So my number one recommendation to you, don't go and watch a YouTube video and try things by yourself, or read a book and try things by yourself. Like, when it comes to your sexuality, relationship, your purpose in life, those things are big. It's not just like you're trying to put a furniture together and follow a brochure, a paper, right? You're trying to transform your life here. Maybe you're trying to even overcome premature ejaculation. Without the proper guidance, coaching, or mentoring, you're left in the blind and you can hurt yourself. Everyone that was successful in anything, not just sexuality and relationship and masculinity and confidence, not only those things, but in anything in life, everyone agrees on this. There's no one that does not agree with this. That everyone that was successful in anything had a great mentor. So if you want to master these things, go out there and find the best of the best, and then you learn from them. That's how you do this. That's how you avoid getting all these things. Maybe you spend years and years in trying to restore all the problems you caused by trying things by yourself. If you're sick and tired of doing that, if you're sick and tired of like trying a bit here, a little bit there, putting the pieces of puzzle together, and hopefully, and you're praying like, oh, I hope this will work, I hope they will not cause more issues, and like, if you're sick and tired of those things, man, go and just watch this masterclass that I'm offering for free right now. All right. So anyway, before that, let's get back here to the solution. So what can we do instead? Yeah, the other way of doing it is to actually use this sexual energy for our own benefit. So instead of controlling these things and doing it out of as a numbing tool, like I'm watching porn and I am excessively ejaculating all the time, and I'm trying to avoid something that I don't want to feel, right? Instead of doing that, you look at it and see like, what is this? Where is that coming from? And then you do it out of the natural beauty, the sacredness of sexuality, if you come from that place, you're celebrating your sexual expression into this world. If you do it in that way, to celebrate life, there's nothing bad about it. You know, you can do it. You can still have sex. You can still masturbate, but without ejaculating. That's possible. You can actually have multiple orgasms as a man without a single drop of semen. You can have 10 times more powerful orgasms without ever ejaculating. You don't have to ejaculate for weeks, months, or even years. It is possible, but if you just put the lid over and suppress it, it will not work and it will be dangerous, all right? So this is the sacred way of doing it. This is the tantric way of doing it. You are working with your sexual energy. And imagine this. Imagine that you're actually having the manifestation power, Kundalini Shakti, as we call it in Tantra, itself backing you up. That you are riding this bull of power and you're being able to direct it into your life. This is what millionaires are using, right? They know this tactic and direct it towards your purpose in life, your mission in life, your projects, your goals, your dreams. Imagine how much more powerful everything you do would be when you do that. You see here the difference of coming from a desperation instead of a celebration. It makes all the difference. And if you suppress your sexual energy, it will come back and bite you. And you don't want to do that. And we also want to avoid all the other stuff, like in my Facebook group right here, there's a lot of people talking about how they hurt themselves. It took them years to come back to, a healthy expression again of their sexuality. So we want to avoid that. And this is how, okay? So if you're sick and tired of this, if you want to overcome your premature ejaculation, this is the way. Ride that bull. Use that. Separate orgasm from ejaculation. Everyone can do it. It might be hard work. I'm not going to lie to you. It might not be easy, but it's possible for everyone that is committed. So if you're a man that resonates with this, if you're a man that are sick and tired of watching YouTube videos and reading books and trying things by yourself, you want some clear-cut, professional advice for someone that already been there and know what they're talking about and can help any man that wants to follow our system, then this is for you. Then go and watch this masterclass that I'm offering here. Just click the link underneath. If you're a man that's struggling with premature ejaculation, you ejaculate before a couple of minutes and you feel devastated because of that, even though your woman says it's okay. But we know that usually on average, woman needs 20 minutes to warm up to get to the highest kind of climax. And I understand that feels shitty as a man, can feel very devastated. So if that's something you struggle with, go and watch this training. I want to help you to get there. And if you're struggling with, with trying all these kind of shady, different techniques that's out there online and they're not been working, you maybe harmed yourself even, and you want some clear-cut advice and finally get back on track, watch this training, okay? Here you will find everything that you need. If you're struggling with any of these things, if you're struggling with porn addiction, if you spend hours every day or even hours every week or month, it's still an addiction, man. If you can't say, I'm not going to watch porn for the next 6 months, if you can't do it, if you can say that and actually follow up and do it, there is an addiction there. So if that's something that you feel is hindering your fullest potential and your fullest expression of your sexuality, then go and watch this training. Click the link underneath here. All right. If you're dealing with severe addiction towards chasing women or chasing sex, and you're becoming like a slave to this, and you are, manipulated by the sexual energy of women, and you're not in your power because it kind of pulls you away out of your mission and purpose and focus in life, go and watch this training. All right. So this is my warning to all of you guys. And I hope this video has been very enlightening to you. I don't want to demeanor the NoFap movement. It has some good qualities to it. It's better to trying to work on your addictions and things that are making you weak than rather just forget it and neglecting it at all. I'm just saying here that the solution they present, this movement present, is a little bit off, and it can actually be dangerous and hurting you. So, I love the movement and where they're trying to go with it to help men to get more empowered, but this is my 2 cents here. So I hope this was helpful. And if you want more questions answered, because you send me a lot of questions, just comment underneath this video, and I might do another video on your specific question. All right. So that's me for today. Take care, brothers. Go and watch the link right now, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.